Hi, we're here on the shop area of Zeramar Medical just to give you a quick overview of some of the different types of steam sterilizers that we work on in our shop. We do cleaning, repair, preventive maintenance, safety testing, tabletop and floor model sterilizers, mainly the ones that use distilled water. We also do work on chemiclaves, the vapor type sterilizers made by MDT Harvey primarily. This one here is a Tuttenauer manual sterilizer. We have different types of Tuttenauers, Pelton and Crane, Midmark. Those are the three makes that we service here in our shop. This one is also a steam sterilizer, but it's a Statum made by Sycan, which is a cassette style autoclave. It's got a much smaller chamber, but it does use the distilled or deionized water. This is a Statum 5000. There's also the 2000, which is a little smaller version of this, but we work on those mainly for dentists. This one is another Tuttenauer. This is a 2540E. This is a digital, more automatic version of the one we just saw, as you can tell by the control panel. So we do see a lot of Tuttenauers here. This one is a Pelton and Crane Validator Plus 10, also an automatic sterilizer. Not quite as automatic as the new Deltas, but it's automatic compared to a manual for sure. But this one has got the larger chamber, 10 inches across. That's a pretty good sterilizer. We get a lot of those. Down this way we've got a older Pelton and Crane, because we do see some of these periodically, these old Autoclaves. This is an OCR. There's also an OCM, a smaller version. This is a 10-inch diameter chamber as well. That's just like the looks like the Validator and Delta on the inside, but on the outside, as you can see, it is the manual version. All the controls are there, the knobs. This one's being worked on. And Midmark. We do a lot of Autoclaves. A lot of those are in the field. They're very good sterilizers, fully automatic, including the self-opening door that pops open when the cycle is done. M11 Autoclave. You can see the digital controls on top there. That's what the inside looks like. Down this way we've got a couple more Autoclaves. This is an M9. Behind it is an M11. The M9 is just a smaller version of the M11. It's identical in every way. It runs a little bit faster than the M11 just because it's a smaller unit. But that's typical when you're comparing a small tabletop to a large tabletop. A couple more Autoclaves over that way. There's another Tuttenauer. That's a 2340M, another manual sterilizer, because Tuttenauer does make manual and automatic versions of their autoclaves. And speaking of chemical type autoclaves, there's a MDT Harvey little chemiclave. Those are kind of baby units because they're very small chamber, so their usage is limited to practices that use small instruments like dentists and anybody else that needs or wants to use the chemical vapor system versus the water steam method. But that's a chemiclave. We work on those occasionally, but like I said, primarily it's these steam sterilizers. Here's another M11. And next to it is the OCM, the Autoclave, the smaller of the two in that line, previously made by Pelton some years ago. The other one was the OCR. This is an OCM, and again, just a scaled down version of the OCR for smaller needs, smaller instruments, and practices that don't have the great big long instruments to sterilize, or pouches. This is another Validator Plus 10 automatic autoclave made by Pelton and Crane. We still see a lot of those. We service mostly the Autoclaves. That's what we seem to see more of than anything else, the M11s and M9s. And then as far as small units, this is a Speedclave made by Midmark. This is an M7, as you can see there. It's not very big in the chamber, but it is for those offices that don't need a great big one. These run faster and they are cheaper to buy and maintain. We saw up on the shelf here, there's another Speedclave. And Midmark still makes these, even though they're all manual controlled. They're still popular and they're still in production. As far as autoclaves, as I mentioned early on, we also work on the floor models like Pelton & Crane's MagnaClave. But whatever type of sterilizer you have, I'd like for you to give us a call. We can take a look at your unit. Generally we bring them into the shop for estimates. We do cleaning, repair, preventive maintenance, safety testing. But call us at 480-497-4392 in Chandler, Arizona, and we'd be glad to give you an estimate. We do written estimates. We do all work in the shop area. Some service calls and some work can be done in the field, gasket replacements and things like that, but most of the work does get done here in our shop area. We've got a qualified technician who works full-time on our units, and we'd love to have you give us a call. We can help you with your sterilizer, whatever's wrong with it, or if you just want to buy a used or new one. We also are dealers for Pelton & Crane, and we can get parts and service information for just about any steam sterilizer that you have. So give us a call. Thank you.